What is up, everybody? Welcome to Unpredictable Misfits Club. Today is Sunday, January 31st, and today marks 21 days since we started fasting. So today is our last day of fast, but some of you guys might want to continue a little longer, a few more days. Whatever God put in your heart, you could keep doing it. That's between you and God. And today we have a special guest, Pastor Victor. He's here with a word and with a testimony when he started his 21 day of fast. He went with no food for 21 days, just water straight 21 days. And he's here to tell us about his experience and what fasting is to him. Okay, let's welcome him, and we want to thank him for his love and support. Let's go with Pastor Victor.
Hi guys. First of all, thank you for having me here to talk about this very important topic, which is about fasting. And the first question, thank you, Martin. Thank you, all the leaders of the youth. Thank you, community of Unpredictable Misfit. The first thing that was asked is, what is fasting for me? I believe fasting is first of all, is a discipline of the spirit. It's you saying no to something good in order for you to connect with something or someone greater. Because like I said, every time I talk about fasting, if you can say no to food that is good for you, when you are faced with a challenge and you have to say no to something that is bad for you, it will be a lot easier. So when you say fasting, you're telling God, look, I'm willing to say no to food, to something that sustains me, so you could become my sustainer, so you could be my provider, so you could provide something that I need for my soul, for my body, for me. So that's what I think fasting does. It just basically disconnect you from what you as a kid being eating naturally, being feeding yourself, what you feeding your needs. Food, it's so important that it's one of the first thing that God told man when he created it. You could eat from anything. And for you to tell yourself, look, I'm not gonna eat for this amount of time because I want to get connected to you. It's something that God sees. It's something that God actually uses to deposit in our spirit something that can later be downloaded to our soul, and why not? Also, it becomes healthy for our body. So that's basically what is fasting for me. It's saying no to something good so you could be edified, so you could be fulfilled with someone greater than food. Like Jesus said, a man should not only live by bread alone, but by the word of God. And when I went into this journey of fasting for 21 days on water, what led me to that? In reality is that I didn't start it to do 21 days. I actually told myself I'm going to do 7 days. You know what? I don't think I can do 21 days just drinking water. I never done that. The most I've done until that moment was 7 days, but eating at 6 o'clock a soup. But when I started doing this 7 days only on water, I only went into just, you know what, I'm going to do it for 7 days. That's my limit. I don't think I can. And then when I started going into the fast, I started researching, I started learning, I started just like listening to other people, what they would actually talk about fast. And I started challenging myself. I said, okay, I'll go for 7 days. How about when I get 7 days, maybe I'll go for 8 days. And this is what happened. It started to be a process of me overcoming my own limitations. And when I started researching, when I was fasting, I learned that after the 7th day, it could become easier. I said, what do you mean it could become easier? And I realized that it was like that, because after the 7 days is that process when your brain keeps telling your stomach, look, I'm gonna release some gases so to digest your food, and the stomach tells your brain, okay, there's nothing here, there hasn't been nothing here for 7 days, and he keeps sending at that same time as a habit the order to actually digest your food. And that battle between your brain and your stomach is what it's become the most difficult, because you don't know what to do. You're feeling a headache and everything is going crazy inside of you. And that's when many Christians think, this is what they say, oh, it's the devil. The devil that's the battle with the devil. And it's not the devil. It's just your body with your brain and your stomach breaking the habit of sending the whatever the chemicals that your stomach uses to digest your food. And that is like, imagine those gases that actually break everything you eat. Imagine how powerful they are, and they just being released into your stomach with nothing there. It just gives you headache, gives you whatever. But after you pass that time, after you pass those 7 days, it becomes a little easier until the 14th day again, which is another change in your strength and everything. But after 14 days, believe it or not, you become stronger, you feel better. And then this is the crazy and the most amazing thing that people don't know when you are fasting, is that you become quiet in the inside. And that's how easy you get connected with the spiritual world, because your body is totally silent inside of you. And what I mean by this is, one of the noise, where you find the most noise, is inside of your body. Imagine how much it's like a machine working to digest all you eat. So it's very noisy in the inside. It is said that for a kid, when a woman is pregnant, the kid hears about 80 decibels in sound with the moments digesting their food and the heart, and it's very noisy. So food creates noise to your inner self. Food creates not only noise inside of you, but also creates noise and sends signals and thoughts to your mind. That's why a lot of people say, eat healthy and you will feel better. And not only that, your mind will be better. But when you haven't eaten, there's nothing for your body to be doing in the inside of you. So it's like a quietness that you feel, because there's a connection that I cannot explain between your body, your soul, and your spirit. But when your body is not putting so much focus on food, then your body becomes weak or becomes quiet. And if your flesh is weak, then now your soul has nothing to use to dominate you, to make you go into your old habits, and then your spirit is in command. And that's why I believe it gets a little bit easier as time goes on. Believe it or not, it does. And one of the things that besides hunger was one of the greatest battle for me, was actually to keep focus. Keep focus on what I want to achieve during the fast. Keep focus. I just wanted to become more aware of the kingdom around me, of the presence of God himself, and reconnect with my purpose, reconnect with my motives and my values, and keep focus, because I had to be a dad, I had to be a husband, I had to be a pastor, I had to be a leader at work. I had to just do my regular routine and still also be focusing on the fast. And that was one of the biggest challenges, not only food. And another thing that I learned about when I was fasting is how much we think about food and talk about food every day. You have no idea how much time you have for yourself when you're fasting, because you don't have to be thinking what you're gonna eat or when you're gonna eat it, because you're fasting. You could use that time for something else, to read, to sing, to worship, to learn, to edify yourself. And you become aware that almost 3 times every hour, anyone or you yourself think about food or speak about food. I became so aware. It was a warfare to walk into my mom's house, to walk into people's house, because what are we gonna eat? Oh, I'm hungry. I wish I could eat this. You become aware how you think. Yourself and others talk so much about food, how much food controls our lives. And one of the things is, it did help me to edify my relationship with God, but not only that, it also disciplined myself, and that discipline that it took for me to do the 21 days, it started leaking, because this is what they say, discipline leaks. When you become disciplined in one area, that discipline leaks to all the areas of your life. And it not only helped me with my relationship with God, It helped me in a whole lot all the areas, because after I finished the fast, I felt like I could do anything, because if I didn't eat for 21 days, there's no habit that I tell myself I want to break that I don't feel like breaking. I feel like I was more aware. I knew myself better, and why not? I also experienced God in a different way during that time. If I do anything different, I don't think I'll do anything different if I do it again. I will feel more confident that I can do it because I already done it. But I would just basically shut off all the distractions. And at this time, I also will do it at some time for myself in a room as much as I can, that I didn't do it like that the first time. And if you're thinking, my advice to you, if you're thinking about fasting, I believe one of the things I advise you is, it's about head knowledge. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. You need to know how your body is going to feel. That's what happened to me. I started learning how I was going to feel the 8th day, the 9th day, the 10th day. So I knew what to expect. The thing about us is that we don't know, and because we don't know, then our body tricks us and we just fall out of it. My advice to you, if you can do it, no matter if it's about fasting from food or fasting from social media, fasting from sugar, start little, build yourself up, do it. Just do it. Do something, because fasting is exercising that muscle, that spiritual muscle that can give you power to overcome all your bad habit and to welcome God into your life in a very different way, and to tell yourself, if I can say no to something good, which is food, I will be able to say no to something that is bad for me. So I encourage you to jump on it. The next time you guys do this, I encourage you to do it as a habit. Just do it, because you reap the benefits. You feel more healthier, you feel better about yourself, and why not? You feel closer to God, because God becomes your provision and His Word becomes your foundation. Thank you for having me. I hope this helped. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Pastor Victor, for taking the time to talk to us. I know it was very helpful for myself, and I know it will be very edifying for anybody watching. I also want to encourage everybody, if you want to fast, I encourage you to fast, but to do it with prayer and fast. Those two things are two powerful weapons that we have as Christians. You know, when you fast, it talks about the discipline. It promotes self-control, because you need a lot of self-control to abstain from something that you're addicted to, or that your body needs. And it also promotes good health. It promotes a lot of powerful things. It breaks bad habits. It breaks bondage. It creates a closer closer intimacy with God. So we just want to thank Pastor Victor, and we are here. We're Unpredictable Misfits. We're coming up with more content. Stay tuned. Be ready. This is a new year. We're gonna walk in faith. All right.